but they weren't
No,
playing like we play.
I paid the musicians when I'd have to pick up people like this. Now, I have paid people, and then I've given them songs.
And you gave
When
Windy Mountain to them. That was
Windy
their song.
Mountain at the Lonesome Pine Fiddlers recorded, had that song completed and gave it to Ray Klein. Just being honest in all phases. This is where I think that musicians should help one another out. They shouldn't take the advantage of someone. If he needs help, they should help him.
Hmm.
Then he in turn can help them. And if they will do this, they'll get along. And to my understanding, and all the dealings that I've had with the artists in Nashville, Tennessee, this is the way they work. They help each other.
Right.
And this way they get by. One gives the other one a boost, and he in turn gives him a boost. But I think that we should be able to sit down and consider these things as I said a while ago, as we would have someone do to us. Let us try to do just a little better by it, and God will reward us for it.
When you started playing this, like the couple records on Acme you played before for me, that's really bluegrass music. Where did you get that inspiration from to play in that style?
Well, actually, I guess it was just it was the music of that phrase. Now, I used to play the old, and still do. I like to play Little Moses that the A.P. Carter had out.
Hmm.
See, the Acme label was the one they recorded on so long,
Right.
and I used to love them. I loved the guitar playing that Mother Maybelle done on that. So I started playing that a lot, you know. And I love to play the Wildwood Flower and a lot of those things, and I started to. And I used to could play the Wildwood Flower in about every major chord on the guitar. I just started practicing this, you know, to see how many different keys that I could play this song in.
Yeah.
And I would start it in G, and I would play it in that, and I'd go to C, and there from D, and F, and A,
Just
and
keep
E.
going.
Yeah, I'd keep changing keys and seeing how many times. I mean, I think it was 5 or 6 different chords that I could play this song and not make a goof up at that time. But
And then when did bluegrass come along for you?
well, bluegrass. I started playing bluegrass when in the '40s, you know. And as I say, when we were a kid, why, there's a friend of mine, which is a ministering regular Baptist, that used to play on the parties with me, played harmonica at the time. We used to play guitar and harmonica for birthday parties, you know.
What kind of songs did you sing
Then
there?
later, a mandolin come along, and then people picked up the banjo. Now, my dad was one of the best five-string banjo pickers, so I heard, I was told by my mother,
Hmm.
that was in the area anywhere. He was one of the best.
What had happened to him?
And he was killed in West Virginia when I was a year and 7 days old.
How was he? How was he
And
killed?
I think he was poisoned. We never
Mm.
did know for sure. You
He
know,
just
back then they
yeah.
didn't have communication like they have today. And the best I could find out about it was that he was poisoned in food or something, and that he had this poisoning and sickening for about 6 hours before he passed away.
Mm.
And during this time, as my older sister told me, she had a letter from the lady that was running the board house. My dad was a builder, which I also was later. Um, he was building camp houses for the coal mines over in that area in West Virginia at the time. And he got poisoned food some way. I don't know whether deliberately or whether accidentally. But anyway, he was poisoned. But this lady said that he talked to God. He prayed to God all during his 6 hours that he was poisoned. He seemed to know that he was a dying and asked him for forgiveness. And so I've got something to look forward to, that one day I can meet him again when this life is over. In this world here, and there's a place, it's a tabernacle, as the Apostle Paul puts it, which is not built by hand. Um, I like to think about that. You know, the houses we build here on earth and the places we leave, why, they detour and rot away. But then the one that Christ promised us, a mansion, it'll never pass away. It'll be throughout eternity. I like for people to think on this. Think, where would they like to spend eternity? Would they like to spend it in paradise, or would they like to spend it where the rich man did? When he lifted up his eyes, you know, and said, "Send Lazarus that he may touch my tongue with water. I'm tormented in these flames." And, you know, I like to mention these things. I think it's good. I've had, like the song of Jim Reeves, I've lived a lot in my time. I've done about everything that anybody else has done, I guess.
There must have been a time where you
But God has given me an inspiration. I was raised a Norfolk boy, but I have always been an honest. I was an honest boy when I was 12 years old. I'd go down to the store, and if I wanted to borrow candy, I could buy it, because they knew I'd go out and work for somebody for 25 cents a day or something and pay them for it. You know, and I've always had that name, and I'm proud of it. I've never had a credit problem nowhere, and I still don't. I'm listed with Dun and Bradstreet. It's nothing to brag about. I'm not bragging or anything, but it's just the idea. I am proud that God gave me the inspiration and taught me the honesty. And my mom told me, of all things, to always be honest and treat everybody right. And I've never forgotten that when I was a boy.
There must have been a time when you stopped singing songs like Going Back to Old Kentucky and concentrated more on the gospel songs.
Yeah, well, I didn't turn to the Lord until I was 43 years old. So I've done quite a lot of country recording. We have several songs here on the Adco label, like the 30-inch Cove, for instance, which was a very good number. And
what caused you to stop doing that? What was it that caused you to devote your full time to?
Well, what cost me was I was doing building work. And see, when we travel in the gospel, a lot of people mistake this, I guess, in the ministry. We don't charge anybody anything. There's never any charge. I don't feel that God's service should be charged for. And there's no cost. We travel 500 miles, we take our own car, we pay our own expense, and we give to their church. They, in turn, they come and visit our church. The ministers, they do the same thing. So this is the way we work.
Yeah, that's good.
We try to help each other. And we do not take expense or charge anything for ministry. Nothing.
Some people do.
If a couple wanted to be married or something like that, wanted to give $5 for the church, all right, that would be fine. I would take the $5 and give it to the church for the upbuilding of God's kingdom. And that's what I try to do in the gospel recording field. I use this. I use more than what I make, because being in the ministry, this knocks me quite a bit on the weekend, you know. As a lot of people wants to record on the weekend, and I will not do it. I don't care if there was $1,000 involved. Now, I won't take Sunday off when I'm obligated to God, and go to the studio and record an album. Now, I will on Saturday morning or sometime when I'm not obligated in church work, I'll do that. But this has hurt me in the last a few years to a certain extent. But now we still have so many faithful groups of gospel Christian people that they wait on me. When can you do this, Brother Atkins? When can you get it? When you get time to do it? They've done it for years, and they're still doing it. And one boy, he has a 5-string banjo. He's a kid, and he plays, and he does all gospel songs. Mr. Taylor Smith, he lives on Highland Avenue here in Cincinnati. But he always has, he's waited on me. And until he would get time, or I would get time, we'd get together to do these albums. And, you know, this is something that makes you feel real proud of people when they can respect your position the way you are. And I'm just thankful that I'm able. I'm here. I had 2 heart attacks, as I told you, in '67, and the doctors of this world told my church assembly congregation, said, "Go in and see him if you want to. He's on his way out."
That was
And my
6
heart
years ago.
stopped. My heart stopped and quit beating. My pulse quit beating. My kidneys collapsed. My veins collapsed. That was there in their sight. But I was having that was when I was being called into ministry.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely believe a calling of a minister has to come from God before he can preach the gospel. He can quote the word, but he cannot preach the gospel unless it comes from the Almighty God. And this is when I was being a little contrary about the ministry, although I had been in the church for a while, you see. And but he showed me what would happen. And a cousin of mine, in this vision, I was unconscious 15 days during that. Had 2 heart attacks and shock between. But he showed me what I must do if I was going to serve him, and he made me willing.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "Lord, when I come to in the hospital, I'll go with me, and I'll do the best I can do." And that's all he expects of us, is to do the best we can do. And I'm thankful that I was willing, because I don't think I'd have been here to talk to you today if I hadn't become willing. Because when everything that man could do or money could do, God could do more. He had it all. He had it all in his hands. And I saw an awful beautiful country in that vision that I was going to miss out on. So when I came to myself, worldly wise, I said, "Yeah, Lord, I'll go."
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the old prophets, here I am. And so here I am today, and I'm thankful to be talking and discussing the things like this with you, because it is. I think this is our inheritance. Is the old folk songs which came over with our forefathers, and they've stood for years and years, and they never decay. Seem like they always get new. You take Amazing Grace, for instance. How old is that song? But it never gets old. In all churches, any church you go to, you always hear Amazing Grace. And think about that. Let's just end it on that. Amazing Grace. That would be wonderful. It is amazing, the love of God.
So you know that song too. Yeah.
There's a picture of that somewhere, I think.
Yeah, that's a group picture. Can you see who those people are in there?
Yeah, this little guy, this little man player, he copied. He didn't exactly copy him. He played rings around him after he got started. This little Red Rattler from Nowlin.
Mm-hmm.
And he could. Now, I don't like to boast, but in my opinion, I was gonna let you listen to that. You left me memories. It's old, but to show you a boy that can really tickle a bluegrass mandolin, and he'd never take the same break twice.
Mm-hmm.
That was his biggest problem. He could never play a record back. He always get. He knew so much on it, you know.
Yeah.
Walter Hensley's had the same problem. Now, he helped me on one year. I'll Be Long Gone, and Kentucky Moonshine, which was another something like going back to OKY on it. Was I wrote it after I come up here in the
So you helped a lot of people get started, really.
60. I helped Walter Hensley. I helped Charlie Justice. That boy trying to tell you that I played George Jones, played fiddle. Now, I'd let him sit in on square dances, and the group right up on the road, they wouldn't do it. I said, "Can you sit in behind and play with me?" And there's another boy that was coming around and play the banjo. I said, "I didn't know, and you know, they got pretty good. They got used to playing with other people, see, to get their timing and everything. And now, Charlie Justice is one of the finest fiddlers there, I think. Kenny Baker, one that's playing Bill Monroe now, he worked with me for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And
he's from around
Kenny
there.
Baker was the best fiddler. I didn't want to say it long ago, but he's the best fiddler I ever worked with.
Mm-hmm.
All around bluegrass fiddler. Now, that was your fiddler.
Yeah.
No problem. Curly Klein, he's a rough. Now Ralph, he's working with Ralph now.
Yeah.
Ralph's got him smoothed out.
Yeah, he's good.
Because he told him to smooth it out.
I was okay. Make them as easy as I can. On the Single Girl, Married Girl, you sang and played the guitar, and Noah Craze played the banjo. There's a fiddle on there. Do you remember who played that?
Nelson Young.
Nelson Young.
Yeah.
Where is he from?
He's, I think, originally from Florida, I believe.
Where are you originally from?
You mean you can't tell?
No,
Kentucky, I reckon.
Yeah. What part?
Down Laurel County.
Where's that?
Southern parts, southeastern part.
Southeast.
Yeah.
What community?
Oh, about 35 miles from Tennessee line,
Mm-hmm.
from Jellicoe, Tennessee,
Mm-hmm.
on 75.
Right off the main road now.
Yeah, but that's it, 75.
Yeah.
That's the main street from the north to the south.
Yeah, that wasn't there back then, though.
No, it wasn't.
How'd you get up here?
Well, my wife come down there to see some friends and relatives, and brought me back with her.
Oh, that was pretty good.
That's it.
You're from up around here, then?
No, I was raised in Middletown, Ohio
Yeah.
here, but I was born in Kentucky at Somerset.
Was on that record, it says here possibly second guitar, and there's no indication that there was any bass. Do you remember if there was two guitars, somebody else playing with you, or if there was a bass?
On which one's it?
On Single Girl, Married Girl.
No, just one guitar. There
Just
was
one?
bass.
And what?
Brother played bass.
Your brother?
Yeah,
What was his name?
Oscar.
Oscar Moore?
Yes, he fine bass man.
Why did you do that particular song? Is it just one that you'd heard around?
Well, we had a guy managing, and he decided he thought it'd be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we did it.
Where'd he hear it from, do you know?
It's an old Carter family song, I think.
Is he the same person that was running Excellent Records, or was that somebody who
Yeah,
ran? What's his name?
Esther Lee.
Oh yeah, you told me before.
Yeah.
And he was the owner of Excellent Records. And did he?
He's in cahoots somewhere or other with Jimmy Skinner and his manager at that time,
Yeah.
Lou Epstein, Jimmy Skinner, and Esther Lee.
Well, do you remember what year that was in that you made that record?
1954, I believe it was.
Yeah, that's what Noah thought too.
I
Did you
believe.
see him?
I know we got some bookings in 55, early 55 out of it.
Mm-hmm. So it did help in that respect.
Yeah.
How did that work? How do you know you got bookings out of it?
Well, that was in a lot of the magazines, I think it was then. We'd see that advertised. And these DJ magazines would say records to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And it was listed with it.
And then people would call you up or write you and ask
Well,
you
they
to do
would
a
call
show?
the manager,
Yes.
and then he would send us.
How,
Esther Lee.
were you based here at that time?
Yes.
54?
Yeah.
What territory did you cover when you went on shows?
Yeah, well, Indiana, Kentucky, and the state of Ohio.
Mostly northern Kentucky and stuff, or did you go into southern Kentucky too?
Well, we went to southern Kentucky. And about 200-mile,
Radius? Or
yeah, 250, something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You better stay back.
Noah said he wasn't really a regular member of the group, but you just asked him to help on the records.
No, he was picking with other guys at the time, and I asked if he would help me. And he said yes. Yeah, so he recorded one of his then, later on. I helped him.
The Noah's Breakdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty much that's listed as being by Dave Woolum and the Kentucky Mountain Boys, but he's really doing most of the work on that. it
Yes,
seems.
he was.
How did it get listed that way instead of, say, by Noah Craze, Dave Woolum and the Kentucky Mountain Boys?
I don't know. That was still the manager.
Same guy?
Same guy.
So he owns Sage Records and Excellent Records.
Well, no, but he's the one that got it on Sage.
Yeah.
He was the, well, he was it, I reckon. IT.
How about on that one? Who, the same fiddle player? Do you think on Noah's Breakdown?
Yes.
Or do you remember?
Yes.
And the same, was that your brother that played bass on that one too?
Yes, what?
Do you know if there was a second guitar on that one?
No, was not.
But there was two banjos. And I
Yeah.
think Noah told me the name of the other banjo player.
Yeah,
Brother-in-law.
what did I say his name? Kurt Allen.
Yeah, right. It's his brother-in-law.
Yeah, he
Did that. And that was, what year was that in?
well, that was in about 53, I guess.
You think that was, Noah's Breakdown was before Single Girl, Married Girl?
Yes, it was, yeah.
Well, he thought it was after. He thought it was around 56 or 57.
Well, no, he could have been. I might be wrong. I don't know.
He thought that you did the other one first.
Well, we probably did, man. He probably remembered better than I can.
Now, the one other one that we're interested in is listed as by Dave Woolum Curly Tuttle and the Laurel County Boys, Road of Shame on Star Day. Did you originally do that for Star Day, or did they pick it up from someplace else?
No, we done it originally for them.
For them. Where did you record that?
Wayne Rainey's studios over on Route 27.
In Arkansas?
No, in Ohio here.
Oh, he had one up here then.
Yeah, over next to Oxford.
Huh.
Yeah, he lived over there quite a while.
Oh, I just know him now,
Oh, yeah.
by mail even. And that was a trio number, it
Yeah.
says,
Yeah.
with a mandolin and a dobro, and a banjo, and two guitars, it says.
Well, now, Wilbur Hall was the banjo picker on that.
Mm-hmm.
And,
You had two guitars on that.
and we had two guitars on that.
Curly played the mandolin.
Curly played the mandolin. Gene Sweet played the dobro.
And is this Gene Sweet that's in one of these pictures here?
Yeah, that's Gene.
That guy, he's
Yeah, that's him.
smiling guy.
He's a good hound dog man.
So is this the group that recorded Road of Shame, almost all of
That's it.
them?
That's it.
Not the whole group, because you don't have a,
Don't have the bass on it or the banjo.
you don't have a banjo either, yeah.
No, Wilbur Hall was the banjo player. He's from town here. He's a good banjo player.
I forgot already who you said the second guitar player was.
Virgil Jordan.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah.
No, I didn't.
No wonder I forgot so quick.
And he's a high tenor singer. He's mighty good.
Mm-hmm. Virgil Joseph.
Virgil Jordan. Two front names.
Yeah. Now in the trio, he sang high tenor.
Yes, he did.
Did you sing the lead?
Yes.
And what was the other part?
Curly sang baritone.
Baritone.
Mhm.
Well, that's I guess the basic information on the people. You remember everything there. When was that done? That was done even later?
1960, I believe. Yeah. That's why we was at Renfro.
Now, when you did this one for Excellent, what kind of a financial arrangement was there? Did they pay you, or did they give you free records, or was it just for the publicity, pretty much?
Well, they gave us free records and they paid us.
Both.
Yes.
Huh.
They gave us royalties.
Yes.
And, of course, Starday was royalties only.
Mm-hmm.
And Sage was royalties, but very few
Where was Sage located?
in California.
Hmm.
I don't know how we ever got out there.
Where was it cut?
Studios down in Cincinnati. I forget what the name of them are now. Oh, on the river.
Hmm. How did your manager just somehow hooked you up with this outfit,
Yeah.
and they recorded it and
Yeah,
released
he
it?
had us to go to the studio and cut a couple of numbers.
Did that have good distribution in this area?
Yeah.
Coming out of California, they managed to
Yeah.
get it distributed.
Yeah, they
Did
did.
Jimmy Skinner do most of the distribution on these? Or?
Well, no, he didn't do a whole lot. He done some on that, but I think some of them other record companies down there was doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Decca had a whole lot to do with that. They're a distributor down there somewhere.
Hmm. Interesting.
Jukebox distributor or something, whatever they were. I don't know.
You think the records did help quite a bit as far as getting bookings?
Oh, yeah.
Did you sell them at shows ever?
Yeah?
Did you do that back in the early days at all?
No, no.
When did that start to come in? And
Well, I guess about 1960.
what gave you the idea to do that? Had you seen some other people? doing
Yeah,
that?
I've seen the old daddy of all of us, you know, Bluegrass.
Bill Monroe.
Yeah,
He-
Bill, I've seen him doing that a few times, and we thought it'd be a pretty good idea. He's doing
Yeah.
all right. Of course, we didn't do as well, but we.
Well, most people didn't.
We sold some.
Seems like they didn't sell records on shows for quite a long time. Did you sell?
I think about the first time I noticed that, quit fooling around too much, was up at Chautauqua, when they had shows up there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's between Franklin and Miami, we're on the west side of the Miami River.
Mm-hmm.
And they had big groups out of Nashville. We was up there,
Opry groups.
yeah. We were up there with them for quite a few shows. But then they wanted us to take for advertisement, and we couldn't afford it.
What's that?
Just to pick for the publicity of it.
Mm.
So
Rather than paying.
yeah, we had to pay for our strings too. So we couldn't afford it.
Yeah. You said you worked on the Renfrew Ballet Barn Dance for about
We was
maybe
there
4
for
years.
three and a half, I'd say a good 3.5 years.
And that was from about 59 to 63, somewhere in that area there.
Well, now, it was in July. I got a telegram from Mr. Lair, John Lair, and I believe it was 4th of July, was it? To be there on 4th of July, Saturday night, or whatever it was.
That weekend.
That
anyway.
weekend, 4th of July weekend.
And you used to drive down from here every weekend to be
Yes,
on the
yeah, every
dance?
weekend.
And how many miles is that from here?
Well, it's about 170 miles.
How much did you get paid? Do you remember?
we come out all right. We didn't get rich, but we
Came out ahead anyhow.
we eat, and
Do you remember how much they paid at that time?
not right offhand, because I had to pay the whole group too.
Yeah.
And you know they don't care about the group.
Right. Yeah.
They just want to book the band name or the leader's name.
That was broadcast through WCKY every Saturday night.
Yeah, that was CKY broadcast.
Was it CBS?
NBC. NBC.
No, CBS.
Huh?
I see one of these pictures has CBS
Well,
on it.
it was.
That's
Well,
why I
they
asked.
was broadcasting it
And
down there.
I don't know whether that was
That's the basic.
on every night or not at CBS.
Well,
I
you
don't
all
know.
were booked down there when you were down
Yeah, I know we were on it, but I mean, was it CKY was hooked up with CBS or not?
there. Oh, I see.
I don't know whether that was a continuous thing or not.
They might have done it once a month or something like that.
Something, yeah. I don't know. I know the mic was there.
Yeah. Well, they can use that
Seen a
anyhow.
couple, 3 bands come in and rehearse. They good bands too.
That was with Curly Tuttle and that band that you played on
Yeah.
the barn dance.
Yeah.
You said something before. I didn't get the story before. You said you auditioned Bob Osborne at one point.
Yes, I did up in Middletown.
What does that mean?
That was in 1950, 49, 50. I guess it's about 49 maybe. And he come down to get on. We had a show, a Saturday night jamboree in a big tent. And Bobby and a boy by the name of Junior come down. I don't know what his last name was now. To try out for the show. And Randy Daly asked me if I would audition that little fat boy out there. And the little fat boy turned out to be Bobby Osborne. Of course, he wasn't much fatter than I was. But
No, he's not very fat now either.
No. But
He's in fine shape.
I'm glad I did audition even though that one time.
Well,
Because I couldn't do that in the morning.
that means that you let him play on your show for a while.
Yes.
He wasn't looking for a job with you.
No,
It was just he wanted a chance
he's
to play.
looking for a job with the station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he get it?
Yes, he got it.
I don't.
That-
So he came on your portion of the show or your show.
Well, they just had a big jamboree. Of course, I was picking with Chuck Swain and the Western Rhythm Boys at that time, and I was trying to pick banjo. And people liked it, but it wasn't what I liked, so I couldn't pick the banjo the way I wanted to pick it.
Were you playing or trying to play 3-finger style, Scruggs style, or were you playing
Well,
claw hammer style?
I tried that. No, I didn't try that claw hammer. I couldn't do that no how. But
You didn't play?
On the road.
no,
Or you?
I picked his song. See, that's the name of his record.
Oh yeah.
His song that was Down the Road.
And you used to play that.
You've heard
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, I know the song. Sure.
Yeah, and I stopped the show one Saturday night with it, and then I picked it every Saturday night for about 2 years, 2 to 5 years. I don't know.
Did you get sick of it after a while?
Yes, I did. You got
It's really kind of too bad the way when musicians get a hit, they have to keep
Yeah.
playing the same song over and over again.
I'd play something else, but I'd still have to end up playing that.
When did you start playing? How old were you when you started?
Well, I'd say about between 9 and 12.
You were still in Kentucky, certainly
Oh, yeah.
at that point. Then.
Yeah.
Did you start? What did you start on the guitar?
No, I started on a 5-string banjo.
You started on a 5-string, and then
Yeah.
you played the 4-string.
And then I played the 4-string, and then I went from that to the guitar. I went back to the 4-string, went back to the guitar, then to the mandolin, then to the bass, and then back to the guitar again.
Did you ever try to play a fiddle?
No. Oh yeah, I've tried it, but I can't use that bow. That bow's out.
Yeah, that's the rough part of fiddle playing, I think.
Can't do anything with a bow.
I can't do a thing with anything. What did you start playing? What you might say professionally when you were still in Kentucky?
No.
You never really had a band or did shows down there.
No, nothing in Kentucky at all. Not till I got up here and, well, I won't say when, but quite a few years ago.
Yeah.
We had a little show over at Mount Orr. And a little radio program over there.
What kind of people sponsored you on the radio back in the early days?
Oh, this was a general store, I guess it was. Moore's store, wasn't it? Moore's store in Mount Orr. It was just, well, it's like Rick's and Fashion Fair and things today.
Yeah. How often were you on?
Once a week,
For how long?
1 hour.
An hour? That's a long show.
Well, they had 2 or 3 outfits.
Yeah. What day? Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday night. Saturday afternoon.
Saturday sometime.
Yeah, Saturday afternoon. Then I went to Dayton. Got on WSMK radio station, and we picked up there on Saturday nights for 2 or 3 years, and then we got picking in clubs.
Did you make your living at music at that time, or were you also holding down another job?
Well, we made the most of it at picking, and then I quit a job once to go back to picking, because that picking is it to me.
Yeah.
I like to pick, and I don't like to work.
What kind of work are you doing now? Pretty heavy work, it sounded like.
Welding.
Welding, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest work to do.
You know, it's well, there's nothing physical about it, only the eyes
Yeah.
and the back.
And it must get pretty hot,
Yeah, it's hot.
which is,
I fell back last winter and broke my back while I was welding, and I broke my back and left wrist, and I just went back to work
7th last month.
7th of last month. I was off about 4 months, 3.5. And I don't know, picking is a whole lot better, but there's so many of us now.
yeah.
It's a rough job. But I still think there's room for all of them.
Well, a lot of people have different things that they do. Some people all try to do the same thing, but
I believe
Usually
there's
they're a
room
little
for all
different.
of them. I don't get, there's a lot of rock and roll that, to me, it just ain't no good at all, but somebody likes it.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I think there's room for them if they want to pick. Of course, bluegrass is my favorite. That's what I raised on. That's all I know.
Did other people in your family play music?
Brother plays bass.
Well, yeah. How about your parents?
My daddy played fiddle.
Mm-hmm.
He was also a preacher.
At the same time?
Yeah.
Did he ever fiddle in church?
No.
They don't usually like that much.
No, but he would sit down and fiddle with anybody. He said good music, good clean music didn't hurt nobody.
Mm-hmm.
So he would fiddle right with us if we'd go down. But he wouldn't, he didn't fiddle in church.
They don't usually go for that too much. Let me ask you about a couple of these pictures here. That's Virgil Joseph on the second guitar in that one?
Yes.
Okay, so I got everybody. I know everybody in that one then.
Virgil and Gene,
And,
Curly and Gene.
Who's that guy in the background there?
That's John Crace.
That's Noah's brother.
Noah's brother.
Yeah.
Older brother. Noah, I believe.
Yeah, he's older.
I believe he's older than Noah. He's a good band fiddler too. Of course, he's not as good as Noah because Noah won't let him see him get some hot licks. But Noah's a good band fiddler.
Now, did you, who wrote Road of Shame, do you know?
I did.
You wrote that yourself,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I don't know, that one on Sage, at the other side of that thing has got, old age won't kill you, I believe. Old Joe Clark.
I don't know.
And that's, pure and nice one, I believe.
I don't know.
Or
what it
Southern.
was.
Who
Maybe
publishes
Southern.
Road of Shame, do you know?
Who's got it?
Yeah, is one of Starday's outfits?
Yeah.
Lois
What is
Neal.
Starlight?
Starlight, yeah.
Starlight Publisher, I believe.
How about Single Girl Married Girl? Was that PD or was that
That was PD.
covered by anything?
PD.
We, show this one. The reason I was asking how old you were was because I'm interested in how old people were when they were making these things, and
Yeah.
that would put you at almost 40 years old
Around 40, yeah.
when you were making it, which is a lot of this early bluegrass music is made. It seems like it was made by people that were 19 or 20, real young. It seems, in a way, a little unusual. That, I mean, obviously Monroe was the same age as you essentially.
Yeah.
So he was about that age too. But
Well, so
That's
flat ain't too far behind.
yeah. Well, that's interesting though that you were
Carl
just
Story, I
about
don't know how.
40 then.
I don't know about Carl. He's
Well,
close.
Yeah.
Lester, Bill, the guys, they kind of every year.
Do you play shows with them on the same bill sometimes?
We
People like
have.
the Bluegrass Boys
Yeah,
and so forth?
yeah. Quite a bit.
What kinds of places did you play?
The Swordsville Lake down between here and Hamilton on 04, and then up to Chautauqua and Old Bean Blossom, and just, well, the Ohio Jamboree,
Mockingbird Hill.
Mockingbird Hill,
Different spots around.
Jerry Lee Lewis over at Mockingbird Hill, of course,
And
Carl Butler.
what was that, Madison Lake?
Yeah, Madison Lake up in London, Ohio Jamboree thing. Of
How
course,
long-
that's a long time ago, that's in '60.
How long were you on that radio show that we were talking about before? I forget the station even, but there was that one that was on for an hour.
WHPD old Mount Orr?
HPD?
HB.
HBD. How long did you hold down shows, say, in different places? I know the music kind of died out around 1960, sometime shortly after
We
that.
held that in about a year, wasn't it?
I guess it was.
We still didn't lose it. I mean, we
moved.
just went to Dayton. Yeah.
Did you pretty much hold down a radio show right up through 1960?
Yeah.
Pretty regular. Now, did it fall off for you like it did with about everybody else just after 1960 or 61?
Yeah.
Because it happened to everybody.
Yeah, see, that's one reason that I guess they just let us go ahead and quit down Renfro's on account of the radio.
Yeah.
We played WMOH though for the last, what, 12 years?
CKY canceled out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess he didn't care.
You
or
went.
not.
You asked him to get a raise, and he just sort of didn't answer.
He just
And you
gonna-
left.
Yeah, he's going to weed out, and he didn't weed nobody out. So we weeded ourselves.
But then you had another show around here
Oh, yeah.
since then?
Yeah, we was on WMOH in Hamilton for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, he was played off and on for Bert up there for the last 12 to 15 years.
Yeah.
WMOH?
Anytime he goes up, he's welcome to play.
And of course, we didn't make a lot of money out of that, but somebody's making good money because they kept it on.
Yeah. What kind of show is that?
Just a regular country Saturday night show.
And they have different groups who come in?
Yeah.
And they still do that?
No, that they cut that out. Station did.
Just recently?
Yeah,
And that New York people bought it.
last year, some people out of New York bought the station, and
Mm.
the only thing they've got on it that's country is church
Yeah.
on Sunday morning, I guess.
He played for the Crippled Children Organization
But,
out of the radio station and all the
Oh, we was on
cerebral palsy and
WHIO television for 19 months with Smokey Warren, but I was just side man for him, and that was in 1950. 50 or 51. And I was playing bass
Would you
and
say
banjo then.
you played some? You said country music back at that time with the Western Rhythm Boys. What kind of music did you really start with when you started playing?
Well, I started just plain old mountain music, I guess.
When you started playing with your first jobs, I mean,
That was it.
yeah, would be
Then I thought I was getting promoted, and I got with a country band.
and then you came to Bluegrass
And I
next.
come back to Bluegrass,
Now,
or mountain, whatever it is.
what's the difference between mountain and bluegrass?
I don't know.
I don't think there is really.
I don't think it's any.
Well, you could define one. I'm just curious as to what you meant by mountain music at first. Then I
They
guess.
call that mountain music stomping music, and the bluegrass is too.
Mhm.
About the same.
It's well, it's all good music.
Yeah. But in the early time, before you were with the country group, did you have a 5-string banjo in the group and a mandolin and that kind of instruments?
I had the mandolin, but I had the 4-string band. But it sounded like 5-string. It was picked like a 5-string.
With the kind of songs that you did you pick songs that Bill Monroe would be doing, or
Yeah,
Lester Flatt and Earl
Yeah,
Scruggs? Is
yeah.
that the kind of songs you did?
yeah.
So that
Well, Lester was still with Bill when we was picking that.
that really was you really were trying to play in the bluegrass style.
Yeah,
pretty much.
yeah. Yeah, we trying to do it. Bluegrass, I guess. To us, it was just plain old mountain picking.
It was something a little different that they added though. Because there's,
Yeah, Bill is sort of, well, he's livened it up a whole lot.
And
He put a little life in it.
And that seemed to have caught the imagination of a lot of
Yeah,
people at that
yeah.
time.
And of course, Lester didn't, he didn't hurt it any either,
No.
not in my book. Well, I don't think any of them have.
And every banjo player will tell you that Earl Scruggs didn't hurt it any either.
Earl didn't hurt nothing, no. The only thing he hurt was the other guy following him. Oh, it'll always be Earl Scruggs to me is the man that picked that. But I don't know, there's a lot of good banjo pickers. Some of them never hear.
Yeah. No, actually Noah hasn't had that much of a... He was with Bill for a while there, a couple times. But
Yeah, yeah.
he's not known now the way that Earl Scruggs was,
No,
or even people
no.
like Bill Keith that came later. But he's really good.
Noah is, he's a banjo picker. he drives it. I mean, he got to drive with his. If you're gonna pick, you're gonna get with him to stay with him. Now you're gonna pick.
Hmm.
Because he don't fool around.
Let me ask you if you know a couple of the people I haven't been able to find yet.